With us out from Winkler, well, he's actually in Winkler, hanging out at the Bunker. This is Jeff Boschman. Jeff, how would you describe the Bunker? Because it's certainly not some bomb shelter, but what exactly is it?
It's hard to describe to somebody who's never actually been here, but I guess the easiest way is to start. The name of the Bunker comes from, it's a safe haven. It's a place for people to come and have safe, clean, friendly environment where they can hang out. I mean, we have a gym, we've got a pool hall, we've got like a little mini arcade, we've got a net cafe. It's half of it's a venue, so we can do concerts.
Yeah.
We are now doing like 2, sometimes 3 Bible studies a week.
Oh.
We're connected with different churches in town. We're connected to different record labels around North America. We're connected to other ministries and work alongside them. We do a lot of different things.
Well, I know one of the things that I think my first introduction to the Bunker, it had to have been a Cairo show at some point in time.
Oh, probably, yeah.
They played there a few times. But, I mean, you guys aren't afraid of perhaps some of the more harder screaming type of music?
No. Like, ever since, like, I've been doing shows here for about, I think this is my 6th or 7th year.
Mm-hmm.
And right off the bat, I started doing lots and lots of hardcore shows because I don't think a lot of venues have really been accepting of it, especially outside of Winnipeg. I mean, there's not many venues outside of Winnipeg to begin with, but the ones that do exist, they don't want a bunch of people running around and jumping around and smashing their feet on the ground and possibly wrecking chairs and stuff like that, right?
Right.
But we had this venue that during the day, it's full of young kids that are jumping off of the furniture anyway. So in the evening, we're going to have young people in here. We're going to be playing that music on the stereo anyway, on the sound system. So why not bring those bands in and just kind of amp it up a little bit?
Oh, wow. And so what kind of bands have you seen roll through the Bunker in, like, maybe in just the last couple of years?
Well, let me look at my wall here. I try to keep the poster or a T-shirt or something from all the different bands that have come through.
Okay.
At least from my time. I know before I worked here, there were bands from like Solid State Records and Tooth and Nail Records, like 38th Parallel, Lutheran Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Spoken has come through here probably like 7 or 8 times. The last time they came through here a couple months ago, and a couple months ago they had told me that the only place they'd ever played in Canada was the Bunker, but now I know I think they're over in Edmonton right now, and they're in Winnipeg in a couple weeks. Okay,
Jeff, get your thinking cap on. We got some music to play, but we'll come back with a conversation with you, and I want to lead off with the question, what is your favorite show that ever has played at the Bunker before we get into the ministry of the Bunker?
That's a tough one.
Well, we'll get to it in just a second. Here's Matt and Nicole Crisp, and you hear us on CHVN. And from the That's Matt and Nicole Crisp, and you hear us on CHVN 95.1 FM, 7:15 in the morning. Good morning, I'm Kyle Rudge. Traffic is on the way. We're in the middle of Bunker Banter, talking with Jeff Boschman from the ministry known as the Bunker out in Winkler, which is an incredible facility that houses concerts, but has Bible studies and does a lot of really crazy random events. But we'll get to the ministry side of things first, Jeff. I know you guys have seen so many different shows roll through. Of all the shows that have gone through there, what was your favorite over the last number of years?
2 of them come to mind. One was a spoken show. This is like, we're in a new location now. We've only been in this new building, this new warehouse for a little over a year. But before this, at the old location, which was a lot smaller, Spoken came and played when I think I was like 17. And it blew my mind. Like, just the whole building was packed. There were people like, it was a short ceiling, but people were like stacked up on top of people and bumping into the ceiling because they just wanted to be a part of the action. The other one that comes to mind is Fresh IE came through. Yeah, I was around like 16, 17, and I remember it because he hauled everybody up on stage with him, and we all just started singing like praise and worship stuff. It was really, really cool. And then I got to go we went to a friend's house, and I got to hang out with Fresh till like 2 in the morning, just eating pizza on my friend's couch.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was a great experience.
I mean, you're in Winkler, and how many kids are actually coming to the Bunker? Like, is it a lot, or is it just a few, or?
It changes all the time.
Okay.
Because we're doing 4 different programs a week. Monday is adults only, Tuesdays junior highs, Thursdays girls only of all ages, and Friday is we just call it young adults, but it's grade 9 to age 25.
Okay.
We're trying to hit that like high school and college demographic. And each day it's different. Like last night for the adults only thing, we had like 10 people in here, whereas last week we had like 2.
Huh.
And I mean, the weather plays a big factor, right? Sometimes if there's a snowstorm, I know there was that blizzard a couple weeks ago. We thought nobody's going to show up. Like, why would anybody venture out in a blizzard? And the place ended up filling up. So it's not like a church youth group where you have like your set amount of, let's say, 30 kids, and you know that those 30 kids are always going to show up each week. We have a small core group of, I know like the night that I'm in charge of is the Friday night. We have our like 5 to 10 guys that we know they're going to be here every single week, no matter what. Outside of that, on average, I'd say we have coming in and out of the door maybe 30 to 50. If we have a guest speaker for the Bible study, we'll usually have a larger group. If there's a concert on a Friday night, which is usually when we do concerts, there's anywhere from 50 to 200 people coming in.
Wow.
We really, really try to hold on to that whole drop-in aspect of it. We don't. I know you can definitely get tagged with like, oh, you're a youth group, you're a ministry, you must have your set amount of kids, and then outsiders kind of feel like they can't be a part of that because, you know, like, okay, I'm not a part of that church, I'm not a part of that ministry, that means I probably can't go on that night.
Yeah.
And I'd say like half my job is just trying to like smash that thinking of like, if you're not part of the bunker, it's because you're not part of the bunker. Like anybody can be a part of this place. Anybody can come to anything that we're doing. I like to say that our youth group, our demographic is our community and anybody in it.
If you're not part of the bunker, you're not part of the bunker, and that's just it. It's Matthew West and Forgiveness on CHVN 95.1 FM, 7:39. Good morning. I'm Kyle Rudge, and it is school day 3. We're currently sitting at minus 6 degrees downtown Winnipeg, feeling like minus 8, doing something called Bunker Banter. We're talking with Jeff Bushman from the Bunker out in Winkler, just finding out about the ministry that's been going out there. We knew a lot of concerts kind of roll through and all the rest, but they do a lot of really interesting things when it comes to ministry and trying to connect with the kids. Yesterday was a very special day. It was Taco Tuesday. What was going on there, Jeff?
We make tacos for 50 cents. Fantastic.
I love it.
We've learned, Kev, my boss, has learned that food, I guess he's not learned, but he's just known, and he's really good at this, that food is like the perfect way to bring people together. So during the school year, Tuesdays, and this is kind of a new thing, we make tacos for kids, and don't charge a lot, 50 cents. You come in, grab a drink, whatever, and just sit down and eat tacos with people. And then during the summer, on Thursdays, we do a big pulled pork barbecue.
Ooh.
And that's really fun. That brings all types of people together. But we do lots of different, we do a ton of barbecues. Like this summer, it looks like we're going to be doing like 2 or 3 barbecues a week.
Wow.
Just with different, like we're partnering up with the city of Winkler and with the Eagle on a few things, and just different organizations that also recognize that food brings people together.
So what are the odds that you would just, drive the leftovers out to CHVN in Winnipeg? That's cool. I know, what was it, last time you and I sat down and talked, it was a LAN party going on over the weekend. Now, a LAN party, for those who don't understand, is computer gaming. And on the Friday night, you were doing a Geek Olympics.
Right, that ended up being a lot of fun. That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Now, this was the craziest idea I've ever heard of. So, without me trying to explain it, why don't you? What did you guys do?
Well, first it's a group called, it's a company called Constellation Computers. That's what it is.
Okay.
And it's great. They do computers, and they're very, very into ministry. So they did a 3-day-long LAN party, and on Friday night, I did a Bible study. And then they were the ones that were hosting the Geek Olympics. And what it was out in our parking lot, there were things like instead of discus, you could do like a motherboard toss.
Yeah.
And instead of a javelin, you would throw an entire computer tower.
Oh, like the big heavy metal steel thing?
Yeah. And you would see whoever could chuck it the furthest, right? And these are all computers that they're all old, they're all outdated. We weren't grabbing like brand new things that were fantastic that people could use.
Yeah.
It was all stuff that had been like stripped for parts, and this is just what's left over.
Yeah.
And then for the bigger guys, they had, those really old monitors that weighed like 400 pounds.
Oh, yeah. I remember lugging those things around. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were doing monitor shot put. That was fun to watch because you just have a bunch of guys and they're screaming and they're throwing computer parts as far as they can. The prizes were really cool though. Like they were giving away like obviously like computer parts and video games. They had different sponsors that do LAN parties all over Canada that they would bring in. I mean, you have all your different kinds of things like water bottles and all that kind of stuff. But
right.
There were prizes for everything. I mean, and then after the Geek Olympics were done, they would come in, and then part of the Olympics was they had like Nintendo set up and they had an Xbox set up, and then you would play games against each other and win other prizes that way.
That's really cool. Okay, we'll get more information about what's going on at the bunker. I know in the upcoming weeks we're going to talk about changed lives and how kids' lives are being changed by going to the bunker. I know they got a few events going on this weekend. We'll find out what they are after this. It's Matt Brower and Everlasting on CHVN 95.1 FM. That's Matt Brower and Everlasting on CHVN 747. Good morning, I'm Kyle Rudge. Wrapping up the Bunker Banter with Jeff Boschman. Bunker is a ministry out of Winkler. It's an independent ministry. They do a lot of great things working with kids, young adults, and they have a huge presence in what is going on and changing lives in Winkler. And so we decided, hey, for the next couple of months, let's find out stories about these changed lives. We're talking with Jeff Boschman from the Bunker. Jeff, what do you guys got going on this weekend?
Yeah, this Friday, we are working with the group called Live Different, the organization Live Different, and they've got a band called Mosley from Ottawa that's passing through.
Right, yeah.
They're going to be playing a show here with Beggars from Winnipeg and the band Through from Winkler.
Oh.
It's three bands. Live Different's going to do a little bit of a presentation. Entry is by donation, so you could pay $2, you could pay $20. All of it goes to the bands anyway.
Wonderful.
Yep.
All right, Bunker, Friday night. Go see a few bands, buy donation. Awesome stuff. Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, thank you.